Hello, welcome back to Shabes online tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to provide a solution to this question on the board. And the question reads, show that x is equal to 5 is a multiple root of multiplicity 4 for f of x is equal to x squared minus 10x plus 25 all square. Hence, show that f of x is equal to x minus 5 to power 4 g of x such that g of r is not equal to 0. If you are new here, consider subscribing to my channel and also follow me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram at Shabes Online Tutorial. So let's get started. Solution. So for you to show that a given value of x is a multiple root of multiplicity 4 for a given function, the three conditions must satisfy. And those conditions are the condition number A, which is f of r is equal to 0. So the second condition is f prime of r is equal to 0, and the third condition, which is f of x, which is equal to what? X minus r to power m multiplied by what? G of x, where g of r is not equal to 0. So for a given value of x to be a multiple root of multiplicity of a given function, these three conditions must satisfy. So let's start with the first condition, which say that f of r is equal to 0. And before then, from the question, this r implies the root, and the root given from the question is equal to 5. Therefore, r is 5. And m from the question, which imply multiplicity, which is equal to 4. So anywhere we see r, we are going to replace 5. So this one is going to be what? F of 5, which is equal to. So what we are going to do is to replace anywhere we see x, we are going to replace 5. Let's see whether it's going to give us a 0. So the function is s squared minus 10s plus 25, which is going to be what? Is going to be 5 squared minus 10 multiplied by 5, then plus 25, then all to the power of 2. So which is equal to 5 squared imply 25, then minus 10 multiplied by 5 is going to give us 50, then plus 25 all square. So 25 minus 50 plus 25 is going to give us what? It's going to give us 0 square. And 0 square is equivalent to 0. Therefore, the first condition is satisfied. Now, let us look at the second condition. The second condition, we say that f prime of r is equal to 0. What this implies is that we are going to differentiate this function. Then, before we substitute r, because r is equal to 5, because we substitute 5, anywhere we see x, we replace 5. Now, this function given f of x will be equal to, this function can also be written as x squared minus 10x plus 25. Then because of this square, we can write it 2 times. This will be multiplied by the same function, x squared minus 10x plus 25. This is equivalent to this given function. So that if you expand this function, we are going to have what? X power 4, then minus 20x cubed, then plus 150x squared, then minus 500x, then plus 625. So if you expand this function, we are going to arrive by this. Now the next thing we are going to remember, we are looking for f prime. Our focus is to look for first derivative of this function. Now we're going to have f prime of x, which is equal to derivative of s to the power 4 is going to give us what? 4x to power 3, then minus derivative of 20x cubed is going to be what? 60x squared, then plus derivative of 150x squared is going to give us what? 300x, then minus derivative of 500x is going to give us 500, and the derivative of constant is equal to 0. So this is f prime of x. Now the next thing is to substitute 5 anywhere we see x, because f prime of r is equal to 0. This is the condition. So let's see whether it's going to give us 0. So f prime of, in place of r, is going to be 5, because r is equal to 5, which is equal to 4 into 5 cubed minus 60 into 5 square plus 300 into 5 minus 500. So if you simplify everything, we are going to give us 0. So if you simplify this, it's going to give us 0. Therefore, the second condition also satisfies. Now we are going to look at the third condition. We say f of s is equal to x minus r raised to power m multiplied by g of s, where g of r is not equal to 0. So this is equivalent to x minus, in place of r, is going to be 5 raised to power of multiplicity, which is 4 from the question, then multiply by what, g of x, where g of r is not equal to 0. Now the next thing we are going to look at is g of x. G of x is the function divided by x minus 5 to the power of 4. And the function given from the question, this function here is the same as s to the power 4 minus 20s squared plus 150s cubed plus 150s squared minus 500x plus 625. So the function given from the question is the same as s to the power 4 minus 20x cubed plus 150x squared minus 500x plus what, 625. Then divided by what? Divided by x minus r raised to power m, which is the same as x minus 5 raised to power 4. So g of x now will be equal to what? X to power 4 minus 20x to power 3 plus 150x to power 2 minus 500x plus 625 divided by, if you expand this, x minus 5 multiplied by x minus 5 multiplied by x minus 5 into 4 places, we are going to have what? X to power 4 minus 20x to power 3 plus 150x to power 2 minus 500x plus 625. Then we notice that the up one, the numerator, is the same as the denominator. And when two terms are the same and they are dividing each other, is equal to 1. So therefore, g of x is equal to 1. And the question say at g, where g of r is not equal, the condition say where g of r is not equal to 0. Therefore, g of r, in place of r, is now going to be 5, which is equal to, since there is no x here to substitute, it's still the same as 1. And 1 is not equal to 0. Therefore, the third condition also satisfied. So if you look at this condition, the first condition satisfied, the second condition also satisfied, and the third condition also satisfied. Therefore, we can conclude that x is equal to 5 is a multiple root of multiplicity 4 for this given function s squared minus 10s plus 25 all to the power of 2. Okay, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also follow me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram at Shabes Online Teacher.